All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming live from our Joburg office. Good morning and welcome back to the opening bell with myself, Tshepo and Ashley. And this is brought to you by TD Markets and TD Markets Academy every Mondays to Fridays at 9, streaming live on YouTube. I hope everyone is well this Monday morning. I hope you guys had a great weekend. And now we are back into business, right? We are back in business. So first things first, this week is light with fundamental events. If you take a look at your calendar, I think markets are just anticipating that GDP, right? The prelim GDP. So on Thursday, we've got the dollar prelim GDP, as well as the unemployment claims. I think that is going to be center stage for this week, as well as Wednesday CPI from Australia. So these are the only fundamentals that seems like they're going to be important for this week. However, on Friday, we also have the GDP from Canada, the core PCI index from the US. All right. So this is just a quick overview of this week's economic calendar. This morning, we are focusing on what we spoke about on Friday, which is the crypto, which is Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as Cardano. All right. If you guys remember, on Friday, we went through some commentary and then we said we'll bring you guys updates. All right. Now, starting with Cardano, this is how price has been moving. Now, this is the weekly candle, right? Last week's candle. As you can see, last week's candle, it is kind of like an indecision candle. It's a spinning top, indecision candle, all right? After the market broke above this support, it came back for the retest as the market broke the resistance and the market came back to retest the support. Now, this current candle that we see, it's this week's candle, and this is how it's trading so far. As it is right now, we don't want price to break back below this zone. In fact, this whole price action, probabilities are higher for price to push up, right? Because the market created a strong support down here. It's a strong support all the way down here, right? You can even have this huge zone on the weekly, right? There's a strong support and then price gave us a higher low, broke to give us a higher high. So we're anticipating a higher low to fall, all right? So this is according to where price is coming from. So at the moment, the market is still testing the support zone, looking at the weekly time frame. If you go to the daily and the lower time frame, it seems like there is a corrective pattern that's forming here, all right? We would simply take this as a continuation pattern. So which means there's a possibility price might still drop one more time before we get that push up according to the behavior and the movement of this pattern, all right? Because we already have the first leg down, we already have the second leg up. Now we are looking at the last leg down, right? So usually you'll see price breaking, within this pattern itself, you'll see price breaking this low to create a new low, and then from there, the market then continue the trend towards the upside. So this is the possibility we are looking for, right? This is the possibility you're looking for on Cardano. So let's see what's going to happen. I think for this week, you can expect a push towards the downside, but overall, the direction we're looking for is bullish. All right. So that is how Cardano is looking. This is the update on Cardano. And then we've got Ethereum that moved, right? On Friday, we spoke about Ethereum pushing towards the upside, all right? Pushing towards the upside and possibly breaking this top to go all the way up, right? But as you can see, the market did go up and it's struggling to break the top. But the setup on its own, right? The setup and the move, we got that move according to the setup, and the setup is done now, right? Where the market is, the setup is done. So price is on the resistance now, right? We want to give this price action a day or two. This is Friday's candle, not Friday, but this is Sunday's candle, and this is Monday's candle. I mean today's candle, right? We're not going to do anything. We're just going to give this market a day or two to see how this candle closes and maybe how the next candle closes, and then we might have a proper picture. Because where it is right now, yes, it is bouncing, but it's not moving towards the downside as aggressive as we would want. All right. So yeah, but in terms of the Friday's commentary, this one played accordingly, right? We'll just just gonna wait an extra day to see what is gonna happen on Ethereum. All right, and then Bitcoin is gonna be the last one. Now Bitcoin, when we spoke on Friday, the market was just trading around here, right? And then we said there are two possibilities, right? There's a possibility price is gonna go up. There's a possibility price could go down. However, any movement towards the downside is going to be short term, or we are going to see it as short term. And any move towards the upside, you're going to see it as long term. Now, what is happening here with Bitcoin from a broader point of view is that, number one, Bitcoin has a huge market cap within the whole cryptocurrency ecosystem, right? It has a huge market cap. Which means that you're going to see a lot of institutions taking interest in Bitcoin, right? Before they look at the meme coins, the altcoins, they will first look at how Bitcoin is performing, because Bitcoin can easily dominate the market. There's something called the Bitcoin dominance. Maybe you guys can do a bit of research on that Bitcoin dominance and see what it means. So now you will see traders or investors using that as a strategy to forecast the next possible movements on Bitcoin, or to see, basically as a strategy, all right? So whenever Bitcoin drops like this, institutions continue to buy Bitcoin, right? Institutions continue to buy Bitcoin. So whenever it drops, institutions are not looking to sell, they are looking to buy. And when they buy, they are buying obviously as an institution. So meaning that they are expanding their Bitcoin reserve, all right? Maybe you guys can also do research on that. You have your companies like MicroStrategy that are expanding their Bitcoin reserve, all right? So whenever the market is falling, they are not selling. They are just buying, right? And then we also saw here, they did the same thing. We also saw here that this is, so every time this thing drops. So now, should we get a drop here, you can expect the same thing to happen. These institutions to continue buying and holding Bitcoin, right? Because overall, Bitcoin is bullish. The structure, at least, Bitcoin is bullish. So retail traders might see this double top and thinking that the trend is going to change, right? It might change short term. There's nothing wrong with this. It could change short term, and then they would want to sell, right? Anticipating we're going to go down. They would want to sell. However, institutions are not selling. They are buying. They continue buying, right? To them, this double top is just a mere pattern, but they focus on the overall Bitcoin structure, right? Technically and fundamentally. All right, guys. So looking at the current price action, we are long-term bullish as well, right? But within that, we're anticipating that Bitcoin could drop first. It could drop first. So while we are waiting for our long-term bullish wave, we're anticipating that Bitcoin might first drop first. It might go down first, create a higher low, and then only then start going up. So, I mean, this could be an opportunity, right? But we are long-term bullish on this. So this is how things are looking on Bitcoin, all right? It is still bullish. We are just trading within a short-term downtrend within a major bullish trend. And yeah, we just want to go with the major bullish trend. So that is how Bitcoin is looking, guys, right? So that is Ethereum, Bitcoin, as well as Cardano, all right? So just keep an eye, and then we'll come back with more updates. All right, cool stuff. So this is where we're going to end it, guys. Catch you guys again tomorrow, same time, same place. Enjoy the rest of your day. Good luck and cheers.